Serio here with the People of Manufacturing outside of McCormick Place in downtown Chicago. On this special edition of our show, we're going to talk to Titan Gilroy of Titans of CNC on how he's been able to get over 40,000 people in just 12 months into his academy. Then we're going to talk to our friend Patrick Curry of Fullerton Tools about what he's done for manufacturing education and how he is revolutionizing new technology. We're also connecting with Tampa Bay heroes Roy Sweatman and Shannon Sweatman of Southern Manufacturing Technologies to talk about what they do for manufacturing education in the Tampa Bay area. And so much more. Welcome to the People of Manufacturing IMTS special. Let's go. Serio here with the People of Manufacturing with the man and the legend, Titan Gilroy.
Woo, Greg, what's up? IMTS.
Heck yeah, here in Chicago, Illinois. Titan paved the way for manufacturing education and guys like us. We work in Florida just to build apprenticeship programs, and we work with a lot of youth, and we just want to ask you a quick question. How do you get so many kids inspired for manufacturing?
Well, I think a lot of people like to kind of discount our kids and think they're not capable of what they are, right? These guys understand technology, so what we do is we show them the awesomeness that manufacturing has, right? Like instead of like just kind of like tiptoeing through it, we pound chips against the wall, we make cool projects, we build curriculum that actually can allow them to make good money and be a pillar in a company. We get them excited about it, right? Yep. So this is an exciting trade. We are building America, building the world, and it's all about you guys, man, the next generation. Yeah.
A quick tip on man versus robot. I mean, a man can't move these cars in those many angles, so you have to have a robot or a cobot. I could try lifting one by myself, maybe I can get like a smart car up, but something like this, you have to integrate automation if you want to be successful in today's technology world. And that's your man versus robot tip live from IMTS in Chicago, Illinois. Found out there's a new gearing machine.
When I got my vending machine, I realized you can configure this thing any way you want, and so I want to see what they did different here at the show compared to what I have at the shop.
What you're used to right now, you have the 17-inch touchscreen. What we decided to do was go to a 21-inch touchscreen, a little bit more protected. It's actually set in behind the plastic here. Kenny's machine, you have two doors to open yours up. This is now on a shock system. What we tried to do on this one is give it a clean look, because in the day-out, day-in environment, your mouse, your keyboard are locked up, and your users are working with everything on the touchscreen. So now we have this nice space panel here. Drawers are also a little bit different. You have yours, they all have numbers on them. Right. When an item is dispensed from a unit here, now we have a green light that comes on. So there's no number system anymore. This is 48 lockable compartments per drawer here. So when an item is dispensed here, this drawer will unlock. There'll be a green light on that particular compartment. They'll press the white button, be able to open it, retrieve their item. When they close it, this will lock. And then when they close the drawer, it will automatically lock.
Well, the response that we had off the first video where Kenny taught me, the new employee, because I screwed up and picked the wrong one, say he wants to have drawers in there for the new guys like me that pull out the wrong inserts every time. Is that an option?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You can have one. Yeah, you worked on the software over here where you have to narrow down which cost center you're at, which perhaps a department, a machine, and a job, and then that can filter your list down so that way you can't grab anything and everything in here. You just grab what pertains to your job. So it's all a matter of how you set up your software.
So what gets you fired up about this trade that might fire up a young person?
Everything's different. Every day is different. It's not the same thing. I have a great advantage. I go to a lot of shops, even when I was on the cutting tool side of things. And every day is different. Every day can be a different challenge, but every day you can find a different solution. And that's probably the most exciting part about it. It is really a great industry.
Yep.
All right.
You want a hug? It's great on camera. Come on.
Look who I ran into, Tiffany from Grove.
It's crazy. It's crazy that we met here.
Oh.
I mean...
Our close and dear friend from the ARM Institute out of Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Ryan tagged us and said that you were looking for stories on LinkedIn.
I am, and that's how we got connected, which is pretty awesome. So I'm looking for stories about manufacturers, people and what they're doing and how they're doing it. I've been in manufacturing for over 15 years, and I wanted to hear some true, organic stories about how people started in the manufacturing industry. So I was so happy to be able to connect with you and for us to be able to kind of talk it through.
We love the opportunity to be in your booth here at IMTS because there's nothing cooler in machining than 5-axis.
No, it's not. I mean, that's the new technology.
Everybody out there in manufacturing who has a passion for this trade and understands that we need kids to rise up, you have the power. We have an academy and it's free, and like you guys are doing in Florida, these guys are taking an initiative not because of money but to lift up the trade, to go and actually help people and show them that we have a free academy that is actually the most advanced thing out there, and it's free. So all you machinists out there, talk to the owners. All you machinists and owners, go out and talk to your community and get them excited about manufacturing, and be like my boy Greg right here to change the world, because together it takes a village, an army.
Amen to that.
Making it happen. Amen to that.
Really appreciate it.
Of course.
Boom. If you're interested in sponsoring one of our shows, or you need us to produce a show for you, please contact us at info@tpomfg.com. Greg Serio here with the People of Manufacturing, here with Patrick Curry of Fullerton Tools.
It's been a fantastic show. We've had over 115,000 people register already, and it's like just massive groups of people coming through. Extremely, the hallways are crowded.
So Patrick, one of the things that I know we're both passionate about is manufacturing education. What do you see the key to bridging our skills gap in this country? You have a global company where your tools are all around the world. How do you see us fixing this big skills gap problem?
There's a lot of great programs like you're starting down in Florida that have been very impactful in a short period of time, and I can see that continuing to spread, not just in Florida but across the country, and we need it. Everywhere we go, we sell cutting tools. The biggest need is not just the cutting tools. We need it too, but it's finding people to run the machines. So there's going to be a lot of machines sold here at IMTS, a lot of cutting tools, but if they can't find the people to run the machines, I've heard some of our customers say they're not even going to buy a machine because they can't find the people to run them. Yep. So it's a huge need right now. Just in the next 5 years, there's going to be a need for 811,000 skilled trades, and that's a huge number that we have to try to fill. So the need is now, and you need to take action right now. Get involved in your local associations. Support people like Greg and his initiative. You need support from other manufacturers, just local people that are in need of skilled trades, but also just support him with tooling, support him with fixturing, whatever he needs to help his students. Everybody's got to get involved, and we've all got to support people like Greg and his initiative.
So tell me a little bit about what 5ME is.
5ME is a technology company, and we're at the forefront of bringing new technologies to manufacturing industry, both with our software and here in the Doosan booth with our cryogenic technology, where we're taking coolants out of the picture and replacing those with liquid nitrogen.
That's so cool.
Negative 321 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're increasing processing speeds, increasing tool life. It's a green, sustainable process, and it also improves part quality. We're reducing costs, increasing revenue, maximizing profitability, and that's what it's all about.
No, that's awesome. And coming from the Fullerton booth, I saw they had a special geometry.
Correct.
So, can you talk a little bit about the geometry of the tool and how you were accommodated for that negative 321 degrees?
Yeah, so there is some uniqueness to the technology where we're using special plumbing, and working with our partners like Fullerton Tool Company, we've been able to design cutting tools that take advantage of that cryogenics like never before. And that's where we're seeing improvements in processing speeds over 2 times. It's taking the whole world to a new level.
No, absolutely. And I'm a huge fan of titanium, and that's what really caught my eye on the cryo. What's an average metal removal rate on something like this?
Average metal removal rate, and a great example, if we can come down here into this part, this is a titanium aerostructure component where we're going 8 cubic inches a minute.
Holy cow.
That's nothing that's been done before with a 1-inch 5-flute end mill.
Not with titanium.
These Fullerton Tools are producing nice, dry chips. So when you get the combination of Doosan, Fullerton, and the 5ME cryogenics, we're taking everything to the sky's the limit.
No, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, let's come over here and let's see the dry chips fly.
Here at the BENZ booth at IMTS to talk to you about the BENZ live tooling and 5ME's cryogenic machining. Can you speak a little bit about the geometry that goes behind being able to dispense liquid nitrogen through a tool?
Sure. It's, in a simple version, it's through tool coolant, but it's much cooler because it's liquid nitrogen instead of room temperature water. So there's differences. We're basically a heat balance. The heat of the cut is balanced by the cold that we put in. It doesn't get too hot, doesn't get too cold. You want to keep the machine thermally stable.
Oh yeah.
We're only making that interface cold right where it needs to be. We're not making the workpiece cold. We're not making the geometry of the tool or the machine cold. We're just cooling that interface where the heat is generated.
That's incredible. So you could work with any company's machine and help them come up with a liquid nitrogen solution?
Sure, that's our job.
Oh, that's awesome. How can I find out what 5ME is all about?
Visit our website, 5me.com, and the name is a little strange. It's the number 5, the letter M, the letter E, because if you have a business, you've got 5 costs that all start with the letter M. Machines, methods, money, metrics, manpower, also women power. But 5ME is efficiency experts that help reduce your 5M costs.
Oh, that's killer, man. That's awesome. I did not know that.
There you go. Now you know the story.
Jim, I really appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Enjoy IMTS.
Greg Serio here with the people of manufacturing at the BENZ booth at IMTS, here with Chris Mullen to do a machining 101 on what is live tooling.
So live tooling allows you to do milling processes on your lathe. So why that's important is because usually in the past you've turned it apart, you have to take it out of the lathe and put it into a mill to finish it. So if you need to mill a slot or drill a hole in the side of a part, you have to pull that out, do another setup, and then put it in your mill. So what this does is allow you to do milling and drilling and other operations you would normally do in a mill on a lathe. So you can drop a full part in the lathe without having to worry about having another machine to do secondary operations. This right here is our broaching tool. It's called the Lena. And what this is a reciprocating broach. You put this in the live tool lathe, and when you turn it on, the RPM, each RPM is a stroke.
Wow.
So this is the old version. It's very big and bulky, but we have 3 different stroke lengths, 17 millimeter, 32 millimeter, and 51 millimeter. What we have done is we have decided to improve this product. And the reason why is because we've had some issues with the coolant attaching to the slide and going into the body, which gets mixed with the grease, and then it causes mechanical issues. So if we come over here, and the things that we've changed is that we now have a smaller, more compact body. It is now oil lubricated, so you can see here there's a little window, so you can see how much oil you have in there, and you can see if any coolant has gotten in there. And if there is coolant in there, you can unscrew this nut, empty it, clean it out, and put more oil in it. You don't have to send it in for service. As you see, we have an ID spline and an OD spline.
That's really cool.
We did this part with this tool. Have Bluetooth capabilities now on this. So what this does is there's a Bluetooth here, and what this does is it monitors the temperature, the amount of strokes, and other analytical data that you can use to make sure that you don't have any issues moving forward. You need to make sure that you don't have issues because it's a mechanical tool that can break down in an instant. So it's good to monitor everything that's going on internally with this tool. And then another new feature that was been added is coolant through the tool. Before we had external coolant nozzles, now we have coolant that goes through the body, up through the shank, and outside out to the tip of the tool.
Oh, right.
Not only mechanically breaks chips, and it cools down the cut because that's heat is a killer when it comes to inserts, any kind of carbines.
So, as far as it comes to live tooling, would you say BENZ is at the top?
Absolutely. We're known for our quality. All the other guys do a great job, and we all have slight differences. We all basically do the same thing, but we get the BENZ German quality with ours.
Well, that's today's Machining 101. To save money and potentially save yourself from buying a new machine, you should look at live tooling through BENZ. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it.
Great seeing you. Greg Serio here with the people of manufacturing here at the Big Kaiser booth at IMTS. Here with hometown heroes Roy Sweatman and Shannon Sweatman from SMT, Southern Manufacturing Technologies in Tampa, Florida. How you guys doing?
Good, great, Greg. Good to see you again.
Having a good show?
Oh, yeah.
Always a good show.
I see Sweatman on just about anything manufacturing education in the Bay Area. So I was really excited to ask you guys questions specifically about workforce development and what SMT has done for the local area. You guys have made parts that are in space right now.
Correct.
And so like, especially this year's theme for First Robotics is space. So there's this huge space race going on, so if they knew that parts that are in space right now are made in the Tampa Bay area, that's usually what I talk about when I talk about your business to other kids.
And we're currently, and we just finished up some parts, and we're still making more for the Orion, the mission to Mars.
That's so cool. That's so you know that's one of my personal missions in life is to die in space.
No, I didn't know that.
That's like it seems it's.
We'll help you get there then.
Oh, can I build my ship there? I get to go home.
We're always looking for experienced people, of course, but we're also looking for really good trainable people. It's mostly about attitude and aptitude. If you have the right attitude, do you want to learn, or are you actually paying attention? Is this the kind of thing that you want to do? And then we also hire students. So we have part-time students that are either in high school or in college. We mostly work with different engineering schools, but it doesn't have to be engineering necessarily. We can hire somebody as young as 15 years old. They can't run equipment, but they can learn inspection and learn how to measure parts. That way, by the time they get to be 16 and they can actually run CNC machines, they already know how to measure their parts. We also work a lot with like USF and have engineering students that want to one day design parts. So they work for us and learn what it takes to actually hold a tolerance and make a part. That way, hopefully, when they're designing parts, they can design things that are actually able to be made.
Yep.
A lot of students just don't even understand that they can draw something that physically can't be made, and they just don't understand that until they actually have their hands on and they're working on it.
Well, I really appreciate your time, Roy.
All right. Thank you.
Shannon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Greg.
How are you doing?
Terrific. Welcome to Chicago, Windy City.
Oh, I love it here. I just want to ask you a couple questions on what is Manufacturing USA.
Well, great. Well, you're at the place to be because right now it's a small group of 126,000 people.
Oh, that's it?
Here at IMTS. It's the Association of Manufacturing Technology. It's about technology. So if people think about buying a piece of equipment, really what they're buying is a solution, a way to do some things, and the technology behind it. Why AMT in particular, but we especially with Manufacturing USA, is that the issue is only one part, what's in the machine. The other issue is you can't make it sing without the right education and workforce skills. And that's the exciting thing about manufacturing, is that this is the place where great high-paying jobs, but it's like a secret that people don't know. We have 500,000 high-tech jobs going unfilled right now because we don't have people with right skills.
How does someone find out more about Manufacturing USA?
Well, it's a great question. And again, these are public-private partnerships. We want people to be involved. Who owns and operates these institutes? It's the members. And that's how we're sure that 2/3 of the members are manufacturers, 2/3 of those are small and medium-sized manufacturers. And what we want to have is students. In this past year, we've had over 200,000 people mostly students, take advantage of educational programs free of cost at Manufacturing USA Institutes. Yep.
That's awesome.
And so come to the website, manufacturingusa.com.
Manufacturingusa.com. On this episode of Machining 101, you're going to learn about automatic pallet changing and the features and benefits of with Nick Drew from Big Kaiser.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
Usually to be a machinist, you have to have that free thinking because there's so many setups.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you set up, that machine is shut down. So where I see a giant value with automatic pallets is the reduced setup times and machines keep running. Can you talk about some of the cost savings and features and benefits of automatic pallet loading?
Sure, yeah. Firstly, the biggest one, of course, is time. If an operator had to do this all manually, they would have to either measure it out, lay it out properly, reset it into the table, and then measure out again, make sure everything's in the right spots. Except now with a robot, it will always put it in the exact same spot every single time. You don't need to do remeasurements. So time is one of the biggest benefits of doing an automatic pallet loading. Also, operator safety. So a lot of people don't think about this, but if a person's picking up this heavy pallet, what if they drop it accidentally? They drop it on their foot, break a foot, anything like that. With this, a robot doesn't have feelings as of right now, so it can pick up this robot.
We try to hide that from the robot overlords. Sorry, robots. So like if an average setup is maybe 30 minutes to 2 hours, you're talking about you set it up once, so maybe after 10, 15 potential setups, you're already back into making more money than you were before?
Yes.
So
definitely.
thank you for showing us automatic pallet changing, and I really look forward to meeting you again in the future to see what else Big Kaiser has to offer.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching this special edition of our show. It's been truly humbling being here at IMTS 2018 because there's so many people here with new technology, and you just never know who you're going to run into. Old friends, new connections that might change the course of your business, might change the course of your career. There's so much information in these walls, and we're really excited to share our journey through IMTS 2018 because of what we learned. It just gives us hope for our next generation, for what's coming. The Tomorrowland we all dream of is here at IMTS 2018. For more information about our apprenticeship program or our web series, visit us at thepeopleofmanufacturing.com. Like us on all our social media to stay up to date on our new exciting content. Thank you for watching. See you soon.